Very good morning everyone, 6 a.m. I'm in Qatar Beach Club and today in the episode. And this is the person who truly deserves to be called a professional in the industry, not only because of his achievements, but also because of his in-depth knowledge in the field of sports. And without further ado, the one and only.
What's up, buddy? Morning. I can't believe you made me wake up this morning.
Ooh,
oh
coffee.
God. Good morning, everybody. I'm introducing myself for the third time. My name is Sallam. I'm a personal trainer and I'm a triathlete, and we're here today to talk about running.
Alright, Islam, I know you used to lift before, but now you do mostly running. Could you please tell us the difference for your body when you lift as opposed to when you run?
Okay, so basically I used to lift weight, like do bodybuilding stuff for about 1.5 years, and now I'm doing triathlons. So triathlons is basically swimming, running and cycling, 3 endurance sports. The main difference is, so when you lift weights, you're mostly aiming for either strength, gaining more strength, or building more muscles, right? Like bodybuilding style. When you run, swim or bike, you're basically aiming for endurance. You want to have more endurance, you want to be able to move for longer amount of time, you know, without getting tired. So basically lifting strength and muscle mass, and running, swimming, cycling is endurance based.
Now, since we know the difference between the lifting and running overall, could you please tell us the differences between the running types? Is it like a short distance running, long distance running? What is the difference, and how and why people should be putting attention to one of those kinds?
Okay, so basically, as you said, we have in general we have short distance running and long distance running, right? The main differences is with the short distance running, like track running, you know, you have the 100 meter sprint, the 200, the 400, 1k, 3k. So all these kind of short distance running, they require a lot of explosive power and a lot of strength. They don't need much endurance, so you need to develop a lot of muscles and a lot of strength to be able to be fast in these kind of races. So you need more speed and power than endurance, right? And this is when you see runners with big muscles, you know, like you have two kinds of runners, like the slim runners, you know, the long distance one, and the muscly ones. So the muscly ones they do more short distance running. When it comes to long distance running, we're talking about half marathon, like 21k, full marathon 42k, and ultra marathons are like anything more than 42k's, right? And from there is no limit. You can go up to 200, 250k's, and these are the guys that you see, you think, oh, if this guy is even doing sports, you know, they don't have, you look at them and they look very normal. But these guys actually have a lot of endurance, you know. So these are the long distance runners. They need more endurance than strength and speed, of course.
Thank you, Islam, for replying to all of our questions. But now another question is, since a lot of beginner people are going to watch the video, is what are the things you should keep in mind when just starting running?
Alright, so basically when you start running, the most important thing that you need to have is a running plan. Right? Because so many people get too excited, they start too fast, and then they end up getting injured within the first 6 months, you know? So you need a proper running plan. If you can find a coach, that's a good thing. Otherwise, make sure you're following a plan, you know? Taking it easy, step by step, building up, because running, you know, to get better at running, it doesn't happen overnight, you know? You need some long-term training, and taking it easy, step by step, building up, and that's it. That's the first thing that you need to have, a running plan. Number 2, then you're gonna start thinking about stuff like your gear, you know, your running shoes is the most important thing. So try to find a running shoe that is suitable for your foot type, you know. So different people have different foot types. Some people have flat feet, you know, normal arch, no arch, and like over arched. So basically what you want to do is you need to find out what kind of foot you have, and from there try to find the right shoes for yourself, because shoes helps you to to prevent injuries. They help you to have better running technique. So it's a good investment when you're starting to find a good running shoes.
You have mentioned that you are a triathlete. Could you please be more elaborate and give us a little bit of details? What does it mean to be a triathlete?
Alright, so basically being a triathlete means you are engaged in 3 different sports, right? Swimming, cycling, and running. And as we mentioned, all of them are endurance sports, right? So when you're a triathlete, the kind of races you do is called triathlons, of course. So you start with swimming, and then cycling, and then running. And we have different types of triathlons. So you start with the short distance one, which is sprint, Olympic distance, and then you move to half Ironman and then full Ironman. So if you ever heard about Ironman competitions before, it's a triathlon competition. So the full Ironman distance is about, I think, 4 kilometers of swimming, followed by 180k on the bike, and then a full marathon, 42k. So this is every triathlete's like dream, to be an Ironman, and this is what I'm training for.
And now, Islam, there is no denying the fact that warm-up is one of the most important parts before the workout. And if you can say if this is the true statement or not, and what are the warm-up drills you would personally do yourself?
Absolutely. So you cannot start any kind of workout without warming up. Warming up is a very important part of the workout. It's one of the most important parts, right? So the idea behind warming up is basically, number one, getting your muscles ready for the workout. You cannot just come from driving your car, going into the gym, starting workout, because your muscles are not ready, right? You cannot stop the car, park, and then go for a run. That is not possible, because then your muscles are not ready. So you need to warm up your muscles to be ready for the workout and the load that you're going to be putting on your muscles, right? That's number one. Number two, to get your heart ready, you know, because if your heart rate is very rested and you're comfortable, you cannot just jump into a workout that is going to pick your heart rate up to 180, 170 without a proper warm-up. Otherwise, you're going to kill yourself in the beginning. You will not be able to finish your workout, right? So you have to warm up before every single workout. It doesn't matter if it's running, lifting, whatever it is, you have to warm up, right? Now I'm going to be showing you some running warm-ups, so follow me. Alright, so when you warm up, you need to think about the muscles that you're going to be using in your workout, right? And so you warm up these specific muscles. So when you're running, you're mainly using your leg muscles, right? And when we talk about the legs, we have the hamstring, the quadriceps, the calves, and hip flexors. So mainly you start with I would start with the hamstrings, for example. So just a couple of dynamic stretches, you know, one foot in front of the other, and just doing like 20 or 30 steps, you know, touching your feet, just to warm up your hamstrings a little bit. And then quadriceps, I would say you can do like, I don't know, a couple of squats, like very basic squats, body weight, you know, just to get some blood going into your legs. I would say also some maybe some running drills, you know, running the place, just to get some, you know, blood in your calves, and also warm up your joints, ankles, knees, and hips. So I would start with just like jumping in the place. You can pick it up a little bit, do a bit of high knees, you know, some running drills. That's another one. Thinking about the hip flexors, you can just some side or lateral leg raises, you know, just to get some movement in there. Kicking forward, that's also warming up the hamstrings and the glutes. That's another thing. Kicking back. So all these kind of movements, maybe some rotation as well. Alright, I want you to take your time with the warm-up. Give yourself 5 to 10 minutes to warm yourself up before you start the workout. And that's it. Start to run a bit slowly, right? Don't start all out. Try to do like maybe a couple of 100 meters, easy pace, and then you can pick up your pace and enjoy your run.
So Islam, now while we are enjoying this perfect run in this perfect humid weather, what do you think are the things which are supporting the run? Do you think there is any way to track the runs? Do you actually need to track them? Do you listen to music? Give us some feedback.
So yeah, tracking is very important. So you cannot make progress without knowing, you know, what you have actually done. So I use this watch. It's called Garmin Forerunner 3935, something like that. So any kind of watch will do. You know, you want any kind of a sports watch. It could be Apple Watch, Garmin, Polo, whatever it is. But you don't necessarily need a watch to track your running. You can also use an app on your phone. I personally use an app called Strava. So Strava, you can download it, start your run, start the app, and it's gonna track your run. It will tell you your distance, speed, time, pace, everything. And if you have a heart rate monitor, it can tell you that, I don't have it now, but so, you put it here if you had it on your chest. So if you have a heart rate monitor, you can connect it to the app and it'll tell you your heart rate throughout the run. So yeah, you can either get a watch or any running app. Just want you to look at that.
Alright, once we're done with the run, I think one of the most important parts after the workout or after the run is cooling down and stretching. Is it true?
Yeah, as I said about the warming up, you cannot shift from one you know, level of activity to the other. Also, when you've been running for like half an hour or 1 hour, you need to cool down before you completely stop, right? So take a couple of minutes just to slow your pace down a little bit before you completely stop. Get your heart rate low, and then you need to stretch your muscles, because the muscles that you've been using have been working hard, and they need to you need to stretch them, because number one, this way you're less likely to have soreness the next day, right? So if you stretch, your muscles are not going to be as sore as if you didn't stretch. So basically, again, think about the muscles that you used during your run, right? So if you want to stretch your hamstring, so here, that's a very good hamstring stretch. You can either put one leg at a time, or both of them to go all the way down. Push your hips back a little bit, lock your knees, go down, touch your toes. That's a very good hamstring stretch. And then for the calf, you might do one big step forward. Try to push your heel down, your back heel down a little bit to stretch your calf. And that's another one. Thinking about the quadriceps. So here, you can stand, pull your quads back. So basically you're stretching this quadriceps now. And then from there, you want to stretch your glutes. So you can sit down, keep one leg straight, and then pull your other leg here. This way we're stretching the right glute and left glute here. And one more stretch for the glutes is this one. I find it really helpful for glutes. Again, for your calves, you can put one leg back, push your heel back all the way. Same thing with the other one. So these are the main stretches that you do after your run, and you can improvise. Think about the muscle, how to stretch that muscle, and especially if you had, like, while you're running, if you had one muscle that was bothering you, you felt like this muscle is a bit tight or like some kind of pain in there, focus on that muscle and give it a good stretch and should be fine. So today we talked about running, right? But I don't want you to think about like running as if you have to run to be healthy, right? You can do whatever sport you enjoy. So I started with lifting at some point, and then I moved to now I'm doing rock climbing and doing triathlons. I did capoeira, if you're familiar with capoeira. I've done like many sports. So find a sport that you enjoy the most, that you're gonna be more likely to stick to, and any sport you do is gonna keep you healthy, right? So follow your heart, see whatever sport works for you, you enjoy it, and then go with that sport. And don't be afraid to change. I spent 1.5 years lifting, and then I moved to running, and I don't know what is gonna come after this. So don't be afraid to change. Enjoy the moment and keep moving.
And thank you for this guy spoiling our video. Alright guys, thank you for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed the episodes, and the most important message goes to you out there. Please, while you're trying to consult any person and you consider him a personal trainer, first of all, check or verify your personal trainer. I don't want to say any negative words about people out there. However, find a really trustworthy person, a professional in the field, like I did now with Islam, because at the end of the day, this is your health you're gonna invest, and actually this is your health which you're gonna risk in case the person is not professional enough to help you with setting up your goals or monitoring your results or helping you to improve yourself. That's why be very clever in your search, study the information, go on YouTube, go on the internet itself. There are so many resources now where you can find the useful information. By the way, the link for Islam's Instagram is gonna appear on the screen. Make sure you like and subscribe to his page, because he is daily posting his motivations, his achievements, his runs, and feel free to take him or text him any message, ask him any question. He's a very humble person. He's gonna reply to you all, and eventually you can train together, improve yourself together, and maybe you are gonna be the part of the video as well.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Andrey, for the opportunity today. It's been a fun morning, and everybody's, and as Andrey said, make sure that you're doing the right thing, finding the right people to train with, and yeah, enjoy your life. It's beautiful out here. Thank you, Andrey. Woo!